Before the world tries to define who you are, remind yourself. Before doubts become louder than dreams, speak life into your own soul. Your morning words shape your entire day. So what are you saying to yourself? Every morning is a blank page, and the first words you write on that page, they carry weight. What you tell yourself before the noise of the world sneaks in becomes the story you live by. Most people wake up and instantly react to the world, scrolling, stressing, rushing. But power isn't found in reaction. It's discovered in intention. These 12 strong declarations are not just empty affirmations. They are tools for your mindset, anchors for your identity, and fuel for your purpose. Say them with belief. Say them like your future depends on it, because it truly does. I am not who I was. I am who I choose to become. That truth alone can change everything. Too many wake up chained to the burden of yesterday, mistakes, regrets, missed opportunities, old labels that no longer describe them yet still echo in their minds. But today, right now, you have the strength to interrupt that cycle. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not own you. You are not the broken version of yourself from years ago. Even minutes ago, you are the next decision you make. Every morning you cast a new vote for the person you want to become, not the one your past trained you to expect, but the one your vision dares you to pursue. And that person is built one small, courageous choice at a time. You don't need anyone's permission to grow beyond the old story. They don't get a say in who you choose to become. Growth is not about pretending the past didn't exist. It's about refusing to let it dictate what happens next. You can learn from it without living in it. You can carry the lessons without bearing the weight. So declare it boldly each morning. I am not who I was, because when you say that, you reclaim your identity, your direction, and your destiny. You're not here to repeat history. You're here to rewrite it. And the pen is in your hands. I don't chase, I attract what belongs to me by becoming what it requires. That truth sink deep every morning before the world starts pulling at you, because the moment you stop chasing approval, people, opportunities, and outcomes, and start aligning with the energy, mindset, and habits of the person who already has what you want, your life starts to shift. Chasing comes from a place of lack. It's the belief that what you want is out there, far away, almost unreachable, and that you must strain, stress, and wear yourself out to earn it. But attraction is rooted in identity. It's the knowing that when you elevate who you are, the right people, the right rooms, the right results will rise to meet your level. You don't have to beg for what is meant for you. You just have to become the version of yourself that can hold it, carry it, and sustain it. That means raising your standards, mastering your thoughts, refining your habits, and walking with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that delay is not denial, it's preparation. When you stop chasing, you stop shrinking, you stop settling, you stop sending signals that you are unworthy. Instead, you start building gravity. You start creating pull. You start attracting what resonates with your new frequency, not your old fears. And yes, it takes faith, it takes patience, but more than anything, it takes the daily decision to live from identity, not insecurity. So say it to yourself as you rise. I don't chase, I attract. Because every time you do, you remind your soul that you're not a seeker of scraps. You're a magnet for destiny, and what belongs to you is already on its way. I am the author, not the audience of my life. Let that truth settle as your first reminder each morning. Because too many people spend their lives watching life pass them by waiting for someone else to give them a script, waiting for a sign, waiting for approval, waiting until they feel ready, and in all that waiting they give up the pen. But not you, not anymore. You are not here to watch the world shape your story. You are here to write it line by line, decision by decision, moment by moment. You are not some background character in your own life. You are the lead, the director, the editor, and the one who says action. The world will always try to cast you in a role that fits its comfort, not your calling. But the minute you take authorship of your life, everything changes. You stop living for applause and start living with intention. You stop being reactive and start becoming relentless about your vision. You realize that the story you want to live won't write itself. It needs your voice, your choices, your courage. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe there are chapters you wish you could rewrite. But that just means the story is real, and the most powerful thing about a real story is that it can turn at any moment if the author is brave enough to pick up the pen and decide this is not how it ends. So each morning remind yourself, you don't need a perfect past to create a powerful future. You just need the courage to stop watching and start writing. You are not the audience, you are the author, and your next chapter starts today by design, not by default. My time, my energy, and my peace are sacred. Say that to yourself before you even touch your phone, before the world tries to pull you in 1,000 directions, because if you don't guard your life, someone else will use it for theirs. You are not born to be constantly accessible, endlessly drained, or habitually overwhelmed. You are not a machine built for everyone else's convenience. You are a human being with limits, value, and purpose. Your time is not something to be casually given, it's a currency. Your energy is not infinite, it's an investment. And your peace is not optional, it's essential. When you start treating these things as sacred, you stop apologizing for protecting them. You begin to realize that saying no doesn't make you difficult, it makes you wise, that not responding instantly doesn't make you rude, it makes you rooted, that choosing solitude doesn't make you antisocial. It makes you powerful. Boundaries are not walls to keep the world out. They are gates that guard what matters most inside. And what's inside you, your purpose, your clarity, your focus, is far too valuable to let be consumed by chaos, distraction, and obligation. You don't owe your availability to everyone who demands it. You don't have to be reachable at the cost of being well. So every morning, before the demands of the day try to define your direction, remind yourself your time is limited, your energy is precious, and your peace is non-negotiable. Live like it, move like it, protect it with the same fierceness you guard anything you truly love. Because when you honor what's sacred in you, the world learns to honor it too. Discipline is my language, and consistency is my superpower. Let that be the song that echoes in your mind each morning, especially on the days when motivation feels like a stranger and excitement is nowhere to be found, because success doesn't come to the most inspired, it comes to the most disciplined. Anyone can feel fired up for a moment, but discipline is what carries you when the fire burns out. Discipline speaks in action, not feelings. It shows up whether you're tired, whether the mood is right or not. It's the quiet force that says, I don't need to feel like it, I just need to be it. And when discipline becomes your language, you stop negotiating with excuses, you stop looking for shortcuts, you stop tying your progress to your emotions. Instead, you show up day after day with focus and resolve, because you know that greatness isn't built in one big burst, it's built in small, often unseen repetitions, and consistency. That's the multiplier. It's what compounds over time, turning ordinary habit into extraordinary results. The world will call you obsessed. Let them. The grind will get lonely. Embrace it. The rewards may come slow. Be patient, because while others stop and start, while they chase highs and avoid the hard days, you keep moving, rooted in rhythm, anchored in discipline, powered by consistency, and eventually what was once difficult becomes second nature. What once felt impossible becomes your new normal. That's the quiet magic of discipline. It transforms not just your habits, but your identity. So rise each day, not asking if you're motivated, but reminding yourself discipline is my language, consistency is my superpower. And with those two forces working through you, there's nothing you can't build. I am already enough, but I choose to grow. That's not just a statement, it's a foundation for everything you do, because real growth doesn't come from self-hate or shame, it comes from self-respect. You're not evolving because you're broken, you're evolving because you're worth refining. You're not chasing wholeness, you're starting from it. You are already complete, already worthy, already valuable, exactly as you are. But because you honor your potential, because you see the greatness buried inside you, you choose to rise, to expand, to stretch into the next version of yourself. That's not insecurity, that's responsibility. It means you can look in the mirror and say, I love who I am, and in the same breath say, but I'm not done yet. Growth from that place is powerful, because it's not rooted in fear, it's rooted in gratitude. Gratitude for your progress, your lessons, your scars, your strength. When you understand that you are enough, you stop chasing validation, and you start chasing vision. You stop trying to prove something, and you start trying to become something. And every time you show up to improve, you're not rejecting who you were, you're honoring who you can be. You're making an investment in your future without withdrawing your worth in the present. That balance is everything. So don't let anyone confuse your growth with self-rejection. Let them know you're not striving because you're inadequate, you're striving because you're cold, because something inside you knows you were built for more, and you refuse to let comfort kill your calling. Say it every morning until it lives in your bones. I'm already enough, but I choose to grow. That's not weakness, it's wisdom. That's not pressure, it's power, and that mindset will move mountains. No outside voice is louder than my inner truth. Say that with conviction every morning, because the world is full of noise, opinions flying from every direction, critics hiding behind screens, expectations being projected onto your life by people who don't live it. But your power begins when you decide that the loudest voice you will listen to is the one that comes from within, the voice that knows your purpose, your values, your dreams, and your worth. You won't put here to be edited by every opinion or to shrink yourself just to make others more comfortable. You weren't born to please the crowd, you were born to lead your life. And that leadership begins with trusting your own voice above all else, because if you don't listen to your inner truth, you will spend your life being pulled in every direction, chasing validation, fearing judgment, and slowly losing yourself in the process. But when you ground yourself in who you really are, when you become deeply rooted in what you believe, and what you're here to do, the opinions of others lose their power. Criticism may still come, but it won't shake you. Praise may come, but it won't define you. You'll move with clarity, not confusion, with purpose, not permission. Your inner truth becomes your compass, your anchor, your fire. And it won't let you drift, it won't let you settle, it won't let you forget what you're capable of, even when the world does so. Rise each day and remind yourself, no matter how loud the outside voices get, they will never drown out the truth I carry within. That voice is my guide, my strength, and my responsibility, and I will follow it with everything I've got. I am built for pressure, prepared for purpose, empowered by faith. That's not just a mantra, it's a mindset, a declaration of who you are at your core. Because when life turns up the pressure, when challenges stack against you, and when the weight feels unbearable, you need to remember you weren't made to collapse. You were made to rise. Pressure doesn't break you, it builds you, it forges strength, focus, and character that no comfort zone ever could. You're not here by accident. You're not enduring this season just to survive it. You're here to be shaped by it, to grow in it, to come out stronger, sharper, and more aligned with your purpose than ever before. You are not fragile. You are forged like steel in fire, and every test is refining what cannot be shaken. And when you feel like it's too much, when your plans feel delayed, when your path looks uncertain, that's when your faith has to speak louder than your fear. Because faith doesn't mean you always see the way, it means you move anyway. It means you trust that what you're going through is preparing you for what you've got coming. It means you know deep inside that nothing sent to break you can hold you down unless you let it, because you were built different. You were built for this. Pressure was not meant to crush you, but to carve you into the person your destiny requires. And you need to rise every morning knowing that whatever weight you're carrying is molding a version of you that's unshakable, prepared, ready, and armed with faith. Because your faith isn't just belief, it's your power, your resilience, your unbreakable center that reminds you, even in the dark, you are still moving towards the light, still being positioned for purpose, still becoming everything you were born to be. So remind yourself again, I am built for pressure, prepared for purpose, empowered by faith. And with that mindset, you won't just survive what's meant for you, you'll thrive in it. I own my morning, so I own my day. Start your morning reminding yourself that the way you begin sets the tone for everything that follows. Too many people wake up reacting from the first moment they open their eyes. Their phones, their worries, their distractions already dictate the direction of their mind, but not you. You wake up knowing the first hour of your day belongs to your growth, your peace, your alignment. Because if you can own your morning, you command the rhythm of your whole day. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be intentional. Whether it's 10 minutes of stillness, reflection, gratitude, or movement, you claim that time to remind yourself who you are, what you're about, and where you're going. Because when you start from that place of power, nothing can easily knock you off course. Interruptions will come, setbacks may arise, but you'll be rooted, centered, unshaken, because you set your frequency before the world tried to tune it for you. So every morning, wake up with that commitment. Say to yourself, I own my morning, so I own my day, and watch how life begins to respond to the energy you cultivate within yourself first. My vision is stronger than my obstacles. Remind yourself of this truth every single day, because the difference between those who quit and those who conquer is not talent, it's vision. Your vision has to be so clear, so alive in your mind and heart, that no obstacle, no deed, or no rejection can kill it. When your vision is strong, setbacks become lessons, closed doors become redirections, delays become preparation. Every challenge simply becomes part of the journey that molds you, and not the end that breaks you. But for that to be real, you need to wake up feeding your vision, reminding yourself why you started, where you're headed, and who you must become to get there. Because obstacles are loud, but vision speaks louder. If you let it so, start your day affirming, my vision is stronger than my obstacles, and carry that like armor through every difficulty that tries to stand in your way. Because if you refuse to quit, if you keep seeing what's possible even when it's hard, you'll always find a way forward. I am the standard I've been waiting for. Stop waiting for someone else to set the example. Be the example. Stop waiting for perfect conditions, perfect people, perfect timing, and start becoming the standard for what's possible for you. If you want integrity, be it. If you want excellence, live it. If you want love, lead with it. Everything you're waiting to see in your life starts with who you're willing to become. So each morning declare, I am the standard I've been waiting for. Because when you hold yourself to that level of accountability, you stop settling, you stop making excuses, you stop outsourcing your potential to someone else's validation. You realize that you can raise the bar for yourself anytime you decide. And when you do, life begins to rise to meet you, not because you wished for it, but because you worked for it, believed in it, and refused to expect less from yourself than what you know you're capable of. I am walking in purpose on purpose. Remind yourself that you're not here just passing time, you are here on assignment. Your life is not random, your journey has meaning even if every piece hasn't made sense. Yet, when you live on purpose, you don't just exist, you impact. You don't just wake up, you rise with intention, with a sense of knowing that every step you take is part of a bigger picture. Every choice, every effort, every lesson is building towards something greater, so don't let the days blur together. In mindless routine, reclaim them with purpose. Start each morning declaring, I am walking in purpose on purpose, and let that awareness guide how you show up, who you give your energy to, what you focus on, because your purpose deserves your full presence, your full power, your full passion. And when you live like that, life itself starts to align with the strength and clarity you bring. You begin to attract the opportunities, the connections, the breakthroughs that match the level of purpose you've committed to living with. So, before the world tells you who you are, remind yourself. Before the noise of the day tries to define you, declare it with conviction. These are not just morning affirmations. They are your battle cries, your foundation, your truth. Speak them, live them, become them, because how you start your morning isn't just a routine, it's a declaration of who you are and who you refuse to remain. And when you own that, when you speak life into your soul before the world speaks doubt, you don't just change your morning, you change your life. Forever been praying for that nothing gets wasted, and everything is being used together for good even when it still doesn't make sense yet. Your resilience isn't by chance, your strength isn't by accident. You were made with divine detail to carry greatness, and true greatness is never born out of comfort, it's shaped through pressure. So every morning, look yourself in the mirror and speak it like you believe it. I'm made for challenges, prepared for purpose, and powered by faith. Let that be the drive that carries you through every storm, because you're not just getting through it, you're transforming. And your purpose is worth every struggle. I don't fear what I can't see. I take charge of the unknown. That powerful declaration becomes your morning fuel, your steady anchor in a world that always tells you to stay safe, to shrink yourself, to avoid taking bold steps, and hold on tight to what's familiar. But deep inside, you already know you weren't made for comfort, you were made for courage. The unknown isn't here to scare you, it's here to invite you, and it's that raw, untamed space where dreams begin to breathe, where bold choices are made, and where what's ordinary turns into something incredible. Too many people let fear of uncertainty trap them. They get stuck in habits that slowly drain their dreams, but not you. You've decided to treat the unknown not as something dangerous, but as a blank canvas, a place where your faith grows, your character develops, and your hidden potential begins to show. When you embrace the unknown, you stop waiting for guarantees, and you begin walking with determination. You stop asking, what if I mess up? And start asking, what if this is the turning point where everything changes? Taking charge of the unknown means showing up, even when the way forward isn't clear, trusting yourself to figure it out along the way, and believing that real growth only happens beyond your comfort zone. It's not about having every step planned, it's about being brave enough to take the first one anyway. Every extraordinary life started with someone stepping into the unknown with nothing but belief. So let that belief carry you today. You don't need certainty to take action, you need conviction. Say it like a promise every morning. I don't fear what's uncertain, I take charge of it. That mindset will unlock doors that fear would have kept shut, and soon what once seemed scary will become the very ground where your legacy starts to rise. Every time I hear no, it moves me closer to the right. Yes, let that truth become your guiding thought as you move through doors that don't open, through chances that slip away, and through rejections that hurt. Because rejection isn't the end, it's a redirection, a needed adjustment to guide you towards something better, something that fits you more closely with your true purpose. When someone says no, it's easy to feel crushed, to question your value or doubt your path. But what if you looked at every no as a hidden blessing, a signal from above steering you away from what isn't right and pointing you toward what is meant? What if you could trust that the right opportunities, right people, the right timing can't miss you no matter what? You don't need to push your way into spaces that were never meant for you. Instead, move forward with the belief that the right yes is waiting for you, perfectly planned and shaped for your growth. This view changes rejection from being a block to being a direction sign. It teaches you patience, it builds your strength, and reminds you to trust your journey. This path isn't straight. It has curves and turns that shape you. So when a door shuts, don't let yourself shut down with it. Keep going, keep trusting, and keep moving in the direction of your purpose, because the yes you've been looking for is out there, and every no brings you one step closer. Hold onto this thought every morning. Every no I hear moves me closer to the right. Yes, carry this like armor against disappointment, and like a light of hope, trust that your life's timing is right. And remember, what's truly meant for you will never pass you by. I'm not behind, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be to prepare for where I'm headed. Speak this every morning with deep belief, especially on those days when comparison starts to creep in, and when impatience tries to steal your peace. In a world that's obsessed with being fast, with hitting big goals and getting quick results, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind, like others are moving ahead and you're stuck waiting in the background. But that feeling is a trick. The idea that you're behind is just a wrong view of your own unique timing. Your journey isn't a race with anyone else, it's a sacred unfolding, built with detail and meaning. The timing of your progress might not be easy to see. Sometimes it may feel slow, paused, or messy, but it's never random. Every delay, every quiet season, every moment that feels still is preparing you for something bigger. Sometimes life needs you to grow roots beneath the surface, build inner strength, or learn quiet lessons that others can't see. This process isn't holding you back, it's setting you up. So instead of rushing or pushing your way forward, learn to see patience as your strength. Trust that you're not late, you're right on time, not where fear says you should be, or where pressure tells you to go. You are where purpose has placed you. The steps you're taking today, no matter how small, are pulling you forward. Your timing isn't off, it's on divine schedule. When you stop looking at yourself as late and start seeing yourself as perfectly placed, your stress melts away and your focus becomes sharp. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Let this be the way you begin your day. I'm not behind, I'm exactly where I need to be to get ready for what's ahead. Let patience give you strength and trust lead your way, because your moment is coming and it will be worth every second of the wait. I rise today and carry myself like the person I've been praying to become. This strong declaration is the connection between who you are now and who you want to be. It's the daily step of stepping into your future with clear intent and real belief. Too often people wait for confidence to show up before they act, thinking they have to feel ready or feel worthy before they move forward. But real change doesn't wait for perfect timing. It begins when you choose to walk with courage, even while fear tries to hold you back. Walking like the person you've been praying to become means living out the mind. Set the habits and the standards of your future self right now, before anything outside you has changed. It means acting with grace, making decisions that reflect your higher vision, and not letting fear decide your direction. This is what faith looks like, a bold trust that the future you dream of already lives inside of you, waiting for you to bring it out. When you walk like that future version of you, your words change, your energy shifts, your actions line up, and the world starts to respond differently, because you've stopped waiting for someone else to tell you you're ready. You've given yourself permission. This isn't pride, this is deep respect for who you're becoming. It's the daily choice to live with meaning and direction, knowing every step you take brings you closer to what matters most. So each morning declare it with strength and honesty. I rise today to carry myself like the person I've been praying to become. Let this way of thinking lead your choices, drive your actions, and change your life, because when you move like your future self is already here, that future turns into your reality right now, of course. And as you carry yourself like the person you've been praying to become, you start to notice how everything begins to line up, not instantly, not loudly, but steadily. Doors open that once stayed closed, conversations shift in your favor, opportunities start recognizing the energy you now walk in. You no longer chase, you attract, not through pretending, but by choosing to align with your true self, with discipline, with presence, and with quiet certainty. The world doesn't give you your worth, it reflects back what you already believe about yourself. And now you've chosen to believe that you are ready, not someday, but today. You don't wait for permission to evolve, you act like evolution is already in motion. And every time doubt creeps in, trying to whisper that you're not there yet, remember your progress isn't measured by how far you still have to go, but by how far you've already come. You're showing up even when it's uncomfortable, you're rising even when you feel tired, you're walking like it's already yours, because your spirit has already claimed it. This is what becoming looks like, not loud, not flashy, but faithful, small, Consistent steps taken with big, unwavering belief, so hold your head high, adjust your posture, speak with the weight of purpose, and walk like the ground beneath your feet was made to support your becoming. Each day is a new page, and your actions are the ink you use to write your story, so write it. Intention, write it with bold honesty, write it like you know who you are and where you're going. Let your mornings be marked by quiet power, let your evenings be filled with gratitude for how you showed up in the in-between. And even when nobody sees the effort you put in, let your heart know it was not in vain, because every seed you plant today will bloom in its own time, and your consistency is creating fruit, even when the branches still look bare. And in those moments when it feels like nothing is changing, when progress seems invisible, and the wait stretches long, remind yourself, this is the sacred part, this is the middle where the roots deepen, this is where you become who you need to be for the promise you carry. Don't rush it, don't resent it, embrace it, breathe through it, and keep showing up, because faith is not just believing in the outcome, it's also staying committed during the unseen process. You are walking by vision, not just by what you can see, and every time you choose to keep walking, you make a statement to heaven and to yourself that you are not quitting, you are growing. And maybe you've been silent about your dreams, maybe you've been working in secret, building when no one's clapping, but let me tell you, your quiet seasons are not wasted seasons. Heaven sees what humility hides, and reward always finds faithfulness. So don't measure your life by noise, measure it by truth, by alignment, by peace, by knowing deep in your bones that you are in motion, even when it doesn't look like it on the surface, because transformation is quiet before it's obvious, and legacy is built in the moments where nobody's watching. You rise today, not just with words, but with presence, with calm strength, and with eyes set on purpose. You don't need a spotlight to know you shine, and you don't need applause to know you're valuable. What you need is to keep choosing the path that aligns with your calling, not your comfort, your growth, not your guilt, your destiny, not your doubts. So breathe deep and keep moving forward. You've come too far to go back, and you've grown too much to shrink now. And when the day challenges you, when things feel heavier than you expected, when nothing goes as planned, return to your declaration. Speak it again with more fire than before. I rise today to walk like the person I've been praying to become, not someday, not later, but now, because faith doesn't wait for evidence, it creates it. And you are here to create, to shape, to shift, and to walk in the fullness of who you already are becoming. And when you lay your head down tonight, whether the day was smooth or stormy, remind yourself, I walked with purpose, I didn't wait for perfect, and because of that today mattered. I showed up for my future, I honored the journey, I gave life something to work with, and tomorrow I'll do it again, stronger, clearer, and more aligned, because the person I've been praying to become is, and out of reach, there already in motion with every step I take. Beautiful. Then let's keep going. The journey doesn't end here, it deepens, because when you decide to live like your future self is already present, something powerful shifts within you. Your steps carry weight, your words hold authority, your energy speaks before you do, and you no longer wonder if you're enough, because you've already chosen to believe that you are. You don't shrink to be accepted, you expand to fulfill your calling. And in doing so, you silently give others permission to rise too, not because you told them how, but because you showed them how, with your presence, with your peace, and with your quiet refusal to give up. You now wake up with a different kind of focus, not rushed, not panicked, but rooted, because you're no longer driven by the pressure to prove, you're pulled by the desire to grow. You're not here to perform, you're here to evolve, and your evolution isn't for show, it's for substance. It's for legacy. You understand now that discipline is a form of self-love, that boundaries are a declaration of value, and that rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. You've stopped trying to convince others of your worth, because your life is starting to speak it louder than words ever could. And there's a calm that comes with knowing that your pace is perfect for your path. You don't need to match anyone else, you don't need to sprint to catch up or slow down to fit in. You just need to walk in rhythm with your purpose. And let that be enough, because the people meant for your journey won't require you to shrink. They'll recognize your pace and walk with you, and the doors meant for you won't require force. They'll respond to your presence, your energy, your readiness, because aligned doors open naturally, not because you begged, but because you became. And every morning as you rise, remember this simple truth: your life is your responsibility, not in a heavy shame filled way, but in a powerful, freeing way. You get to choose how you respond, how you show up, what you carry, and what you release. You get to choose the meaning you give to your setbacks, and how you turn pain into wisdom. You get to choose what Thoughts stay in your mind, and which ones you evict you get to choose how you speak to yourself, and what standard you hold yourself to. You are not a victim of your life, you are the author of it. And the pen is in your hands right now, so write boldly, write with truth, and don't wait for someday to begin living like it matters. Live like it matters now, because it does. You matter now, not when you hit the goal, not when you lose the weight, not when you fix everything, not when they notice you or validate you. You matter now, and your choices matter now, your energy, your thoughts, your prayers, your efforts, they're all building something sacred, even when no one sees it. You are watering the roots of a future harvest. And it's coming, so let today be another chapter, not written in fear, but in faith, not in doubt, but in clarity, not in confusion, but in quiet courage. Take your power back every morning. Not by shouting, but by aligning your steps with your truth, by looking in the mirror and choosing again. I rise today to walk like the person I've been praying to become. And then you walk with intention, you walk with grace, you walk with vision, even when the road feels long, and the reward feels distant. You walk anyway, because that's what becoming looks like. And even if the day brings resistance, you'll carry peace, not because life is easy, but because your spirit is steady. You've been built in the fire, you've been strengthened in silence, and every part of your story is being used for your growth. The pressure you've faced, the storms you've endured, the nights you didn't quit, all of it has shaped you into someone who doesn't just survive, but someone who transforms pressure into purpose and waiting into wisdom. So go ahead and keep rising, keep choosing, keep walking, not because everything is perfect, but because you've decided to live on purpose, because you've decided that you're not waiting anymore, because you've realized the person you've been praying to become has already been growing inside of you all along, and now it's her time to lead, not later, not eventually, now.